here. That's a good thing as well. Number 1, Family Business for Martin Pipe and Tony McCoy. 6 to 5 on, actually. Open 4 to 6. It's 3 to 1, number 8. Here we go. Ole Kerr from 7 to 2. 5 to 1 out from 7 to 2, number 2, Joe Luke. 7 to 1, 6, What a Wonder. And it's 66 to 1, the other 3.
They're under starters' orders. They're off.
And they head towards the first of 19 fences. 2 fences to take on the far side first time round. Red Radish and Ole Kerr are the first 2 to go on as they come towards the first fence, and they landed virtually together, and there was a faller there towards the rear. Oh No Whiskey has fallen at the first fence. So going on towards the open ditch, and it was Red Radish and Ole Kerr who dispute the lead. They show by a couple of lengths from Star Control, and then on the outside is Joe Luke, followed by What a Wonder, and the favourite tucked away on the inside, Family Business, as they make their exit from the back straight first time round. And Ole Kerr leads by half a length from Red Radish, a length and a half to the third, Star Control, and then in line behind Family Business. On the outside, Joe Luke, and between the pair is What a Wonder. Turn into the straight and head on towards fence number 3. 3 plain fences to take in the home straight, and on the inside it's Ole Kerr with Red Radish and Star Control, who's pulling hard as they jump the first in the straight. And their Star Control as a fall-up, and caused some problems in behind. What a Wonder and Joe Luke had to take avoiding action, but they're both still on their feet as they go on towards the middle one in the straight. And it'll be Red Radish who leads here. Jumped it safely from Ole Kerr. Family Business has now moved into third place, just ahead of What a Wonder, and a gap then back to Joe Luke, who was done no favours by the fall of Star Control. Meanwhile, the others have taken the fence in front of the stands, and Joe Luke made a real hash of that one, and gets a series of reminders now after that blunder, and is some way adrift of the leading quartet with still 2 circuits to travel. The rider of Star Control, Richard Hobson, now up on his feet safely and walking off the course as the remaining runners turn away towards the far side of the track and on towards fence number 6, with Red Radish continuing to set the pace here, leading by 3 lengths from Ole Kerr. There's a gap of 5 to What a Wonder, who's moved back into third place. Held up then is Family Business in 4th, and there's 5 lengths to Joe Luke, who's gradually getting back on terms with the others as they go towards the first of 4 fences on the far side. Red Radish by 3 as they come to take it. Red Radish up and over safely from Ole Kerr. Family Business moved through to share third place with What a Wonder, and another mistake at the back of the field from Joe Luke. On towards the second on the far side, with Red Radish continuing to set a good strong gallop here in this rain-softened ground. It looks as if they'll have to bypass the next fence after the fall on the first circuit of Oh No Whiskey, and it'll be Red Radish who leads the field past that plain fence on the far side. Ole Kerr in second, then comes Family Business and What a Wonder, who are taking closer order, and then this gap back to Joe Luke, a gap of some 6 lengths as he trails the leading bunch as they jump the open ditch at the far end of the track. And all 5 have negotiated that safely, and they leave the back straight once more, with Red Radish and Barry Kennery continuing to dictate terms, leading by 4 lengths. Ole Kerr is in second, and then there's a couple of lengths back to What a Wonder, who's being tracked closely by Family Business. No move as yet from the favourite, content to race in 4th place, and a big gap has opened up once again back to Joe Luke, who's really labouring at the back of the field, has dropped some 15 lengths behind the leading group of 4. That group of 4 turning to the straight once more, on towards fences 10, 11 and 12, with Red Radish cutting out the running from Ole Kerr, What a Wonder and Family Business. Slight mistake there from What a Wonder, but didn't lose a lot of ground, and still a gap of a dozen lengths or so back to Joe Luke. On towards the next in the straight, this is number 11. Leaders have grouped right up, Red Radish being joined on the inside by Ole Kerr, who jumped that well, and there Family Business made a bad mistake and unseated Tony McCoy when in 4th place, jumped badly to the left and unseated the rider. So we're down to just 4 with a circuit to travel, and it's Ole Kerr, the new leader from What a Wonder. Red Radish, who forced the early pace, has dropped back some 6 lengths away, and Joe Luke continuing. He's been labouring for much of the journey with a number of jumping errors, but he's only 12 or 15 lengths off the leader and beginning to stay on as Red Radish drops back in 3rd place. Joe Luke will soon have moved into 3rd. Meanwhile, the front 2 begin their journey away into the back straight. They've got 7 more fences to take, with Ole Kerr leading What a Wonder by a length and a half. Joe Luke's now within 8 lengths back in third. Red Radish has run his race. He's dropping away as they race down the far side for the final time and go on towards the first in the back straight. And as they come towards it, it'll be Ole Kerr with a 3-length lead from What a Wonder, jumping the first on the far side. And Ole Kerr has fallen when leading, and also Joe Luke has blundered and unseated the rider. So What a Wonder is left in front, and the one that was left in second barely scrambled over it, Red Radish, and is almost at a walk, and a fence behind as there What a Wonder very nearly refuses and has parted company with the rider, managed to negotiate the fence. What a Wonder. He's going to be quickly remounted, and that has left Red Radish now coming to take that fence, and a remarkable achievement there from the rider of What a Wonder, who's got back on board and has got the partnership going again, chased by Red Radish, who still hasn't managed to get into the lead, even though the one in front fell, and Ole Kerr has been remounted a fence behind at the back of the field. So once again they'll omit the second last fence in the back straight, and going towards the last on the far side, What a Wonder, who's already parted company with the rider, has done the same thing again at the very next fence. And the horse that was left in the lead, Red Radish, has refused. So Ole Kerr, who has been remounted, having been leading and falling at the first fence on the far side, has now been left in the lead once more and has fallen there, refused, and has parted company with the rider. And at the moment, there are no horses left in the race. We'll wait to see if anybody remounts. Looks as if the riders of Ole Kerr and What a Wonder are trying to find their mounts and get back on board again. But at present, there is nothing left in the race. Tony McCoy has now got back on board Family Business, and he's now making his way back to the fence where he fell, the second fence in the straight. They still have a circuit to complete. So Family Business coming to take this second fence in the straight. He's jumped that safely. It was the fence at which he came to grief on the previous circuit, so he's jumped that fence again. He's jumped the fence in front of the stands. So he's now got a complete circuit to negotiate. And over on the far side of the track, Ole Kerr has been remounted. Meanwhile, Family Business, with still a circuit to complete, is beginning his journey down the back straight. So heading down the far side, and it's Family Business going towards the first on the far side. Up and over safely. Ole Kerr has been remounted, but showing no signs of trying to complete the course. So it's just Family Business. Comes towards the second fence in the far straight, jumps that safely. And he goes on towards the next, which this time won't be bypassed. And Family Business has jumped that. Ole Kerr is still trotting now round towards the home straight. Meanwhile, Family Business jumps the open ditch at the far end of the course. And now Ole Kerr is beginning to canter into the home straight. Family Business is a good 30 lengths behind. So we'll see whether Ole Kerr does try and negotiate these three fences in the straight. Remember, he's already fallen on a couple of occasions. And Ole Kerr has elected not to jump the fences in the straight, so it is just Family Business who is attempting to complete the course and will be the only finisher, provided he jumps these 3 fences in the straight. Jumped away to the left at the first of them, on towards the second from home. This was the fence at which he came to grief on the second circuit. Family Business once again out to the left, but jumped it safely enough. So racing towards the final fence, Family Business up and over it safely, and in a quite remarkable contest, Family Business is the only one to complete the course in a race that has taken 10.5 minutes to complete.
That remounted and came home alone, 11 away on.